Exploring the heart of care. Cares, education, inspiration, and support for caregivers. Exploring the heart of care.
So, welcome back to CareCast, where we are exploring the heart of care. I am your host, Jeremy Watkins, and this is season 2 that we are kicking off, where we are deep diving into the psychology of caregiving. In episode 1, I laid the critical foundation of presence, the act of truly showing up. And after our deep dive on the science of behavior, it's time to apply that presence to the person we care for. Today, we turn our attention completely to the care recipient. It's easy, as a caregiver, to focus on the tasks, the meds, the appointments, the cleaning. But if we miss the emotional and psychological landscape of the person we're caring for, we miss the heart of the care itself. Today's episode is about a difficult but crucial topic: grief, loss, and identity, the care recipient's journey. We're going to explore the profound sense of loss that comes with illness or aging, and why understanding it is the key to unlocking compassion, reducing conflict, and providing truly optimal care. So when we think of grief, we usually think of death. But for your care recipient, they are living through a continuous series of losses, a kind of ambiguous loss that is happening right now. Think about the person you care for. When their health or independence changed, they didn't just lose physical function, they lost their former self. They lost the person who could tie their own shoes, drive their own car, manage their finances without help, or even remember what happened yesterday. They lost an expected future. They lost the future they planned, the trip, the retirement hobbies, the easy freedom of spontaneity. They may have lost a role in society. They may have lost a defining role like being the primary income earner, the family organizer, or the one who always helps others. This is why behavior can become challenging. Often, anger, withdrawal, or refusal to cooperate is a grief response, disguised as something else. When a care recipient snaps at you for trying to help them dress, they aren't rejecting you. They are often grieving the person who didn't need help to dress. Recognizing this framework, that their struggles is often about grief, shifts everything. It moves the interaction from a power struggle to a moment that demands compassion. Let's talk about two of the hardest psychological burdens for a care recipient: shame and the loss of control. Imagine having to rely on another person for your basic human needs. The vulnerability is immense. This can trigger intense feelings of shame. The feeling that I am a burden, or I am failing. This is the psychological driver behind many moments of stubbornness. They are fighting for their dignity and their sense of self-worth. The other crucial factor is control. As their world shrinks due to illness, the few things that they can control become disproportionately important. This might manifest as refusing a certain food, insisting on wearing the same sweater every day, rejecting a doctor's recommendations. From our perspectives, it seems irrational. From their perspective, it is one of the last vestiges of their autonomy. If we force every issue, we strip them of this essential human need. As the caregiver, your job is not to eliminate these feelings, but to validate them and, where possible, restore a small sense of their control. So, how do we translate this understanding of loss and shame into better care? We do it by actively working to affirm their identity. Here's a few actionable psychological strategies that can start implementing today if you want. Validate the emotion, not the complaint. When they express frustration, don't argue with the facts. Address the underlying feeling. Instead of saying, "No, you don't need to drive," try saying, "I know how frustrating it must be to rely on me when you used to drive everywhere." That's a huge change. That one statement acknowledges their loss and affirms their past ability. You can involve them in decision making. The illusion of choice. Even when options are limited, always give them a choice. Instead of, "It's time for a walk," try, "Would you like to go for a walk now or in 20 minutes? Instead of, "Eat your peas," try, "Would you prefer peas or green beans with your chicken?" This restores a small daily sense of control. And you could also recognize the person behind the patient. Talk about their past. Display objects that relate to their former life, their trophies, old photos, or items from their career. Encourage them to tell their story. When you talk to them, always refer to them as the parent, friend, or partner that you know, not just the patient. This honors the completeness of their life and their identity. And you can also create competent moments. Structure the day so they can still succeed at a task. Maybe they can still fold laundry, peel a vegetable, or manage the television remote. Focus on retained abilities, not lost ones. Success boosts dignity. This season, we committed to exploring the mental and emotional states of both the care recipient and the caregiver. Today's episode is a heavy one, but it is also profoundly liberating. When you understand the resistance is often a sign of grief or a fight for dignity, you stop taking it personally. That space you create, that psychological distance, is your first step towards self-preservation. It's impossible to be deeply empathetic to another person's loss without it affecting your own heart. Next week, we will tackle the inevitable result of this emotional labor: compassion fatigue and empathy overload. We'll learn how to draw healthy boundaries and manage the emotional burden of holding space for someone else's continuous grief. Thank you for exploring the heart of care with me today. Until next time, please take a moment today to honor your loved one's story. And remember that by honoring their identity, you are providing the highest form of care.
exploring the heart of care. Cash, education, inspiration, and support.